everybody, Megazord X here, back at it again to give you another very exciting collection reflection video where I take the time out just to go through my whole entire library. Could be a game, could be a limited edition, could be a console, but today we're going to be talking about none other than a dual pack. Yeah, the first dual pack I think I'm doing for this collection reflection series. Yes, I'm referring to the original Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt up on this thing because, you know, if you remember, in a couple of days from now, we're going to actually get the Nintendo World Championships, the NES edition. Be at prime time to at least talk about one of these games that's actually going to show up in all those compilation of games that you're going to be going through and speedrunning here within the next couple of days, though, because, you know, at least for the Mario Brothers side of things, though, this was technically one of the first games I have ever played in my video game playing career, though. And then same thing goes with Duck Hunt, though. So I have a couple of, you know, interesting stories, at least for both of these said games, though, so we might as well go ahead and jump up in it, though. So if you hadn't already done so, make sure you go and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight up into this video. Alright, so this dual pack right here, we'll take these games one by one. We'll go ahead and start off with the original Mario Brothers, though. Now, everybody and their mama has probably played Super Mario Brothers, whether it's been originally on the NES or you played it through any of the virtual console systems, be it like Wii, the 3DS, or the Wii U, and then obviously you have the Nintendo Switch right now. This game is easily accessible to almost anybody, and it's definitely one of the games up there in terms of the highest selling games ever, though. Probably up there with Minecraft and stuff. By the time you count every iteration that this game has re-released on since its early NES days, though. But at least for me personally, I did manage to start off with, you know, Super Mario Brothers in my whole entire gaming career on this one cartridge right here. It was this version along with Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64. Like, those were the two games I managed to start off my whole entire gaming career, though. But at least with this one, on this one game cartridge, yes, you were playing that game with a very basic controller at the time, the NES controller. I don't know why some people say that they don't really like that controller or it's not that comfortable and stuff. Yes, I understand it's like a rectangle and stuff, though, but I don't know. At least for me, it's like just a solid way to play 8-bit games. I never had an issue growing up with that controller, though. Obviously, now we have way more comfortable controllers like Super Nintendo onward, though. But, you know, it's not a bad controller. I have like both the NES online controllers for the Nintendo Switch for it, though. So if I'm playing my NES games, I use those, though. But, you know, Mario Brothers, it was a very simplistic game at its time, though. And obviously, we all know about that great gaming crash that happened around the 80s time frame. But, you know, this one definitely got us out of the gaming market crash, though. But, you know, Mario Brothers, when I look at this, you're just running, you're jumping, you're hopping, you're busting blocks, you're throwing fireballs, and you're just trying to get from the left side of the stage to the right stage. Not necessarily a very difficult game, but however, you know, if you're trying to, you know, do this all in one sitting and try to go all the way from World 1 all the way to World 8, it was something I was never able to do back in the day. Like, I think I managed to always consistently get up to, it was like World 4, maybe World 5, and then I would just run out of lives and I just couldn't beat the rest of the game. No, it wasn't until like years later. I'm talking about, I think it was like when I was in my high school days or something like that. I managed to actually sit down and go through and beat the game. Because, you know, if you know your shortcuts throughout this game, you know, people do speed run this game, and I feel like it's possible to beat it within like definitely less than 5 minutes, and like, should I dare say like 3 minutes, though, because I think there's like one critical shortcut. It was either in World 1 or World 2 that literally would jump you straight over to like World 8, something crazy like that. And I took advantage of that one day, though, and I did manage to get through the 8th world, though. But that final 8th world, like, it's like a little maze of a puzzle. Like, you're going underwater, you're going through the castle part, and then you're trying to beat Bowser at the end, though. And I was just racing up against the clock just to try to get through it, though. It's definitely not one of the easiest NES titles out there, though, because you gotta remember, at least during this NES era, though, these games were simplistic in nature, but difficult to beat. Like, this one in particular, yes, because it wasn't until like Super Mario Brothers 3 where you actually were able to save your game progression and you weren't or you didn't have to actually leave your system running. Because I can't say how many times I left my NES running just to keep me where I was at within whatever game I happened to be playing. Because a lot of those games just you weren't able to save up in there though. It's something we take for granted nowadays. So Super Nintendo onward though. But this game right here, yes, I definitely had to though. But yeah, oftentimes I always was either playing this by myself or I was playing a lot of my NES games back in the day with my dad. Like, you could do this game with two players. Like one person uses Mario, you go as far as you can. So obviously you either die, you fall in the pit, whatever though, and then Luigi gets to go up next though. So yeah, I had a lot of different adventures and stuff kind of running through this whole entire game and trying to get to the very end though. But I have a lot of fond memories, at least within this game. And it's always a quick, easy pick up and play. Even now, I'll just sporadically just open up the NES online app on my Switch and just try to go through and see, how far I might be able to get up in here though. Mario 35, when we had that anniversary and they did that 35 online thing, oh my goodness, yeah. Man, I was smoking some people up in that and getting all them #1 wins. I hate how Nintendo took that away from me though. But overall, Super Mario Bros. On the NES is a great and phenomenal game. Now, on the flip side of things, if you were to look at the bottom game though, then you have Duck Hunt. Now, Duck Hunt, mind you, you had to play that game on CRT TVs. If I were to try to find a magical way to hook up my NES to my TVs, it's a difficult process nowadays though. But at least with Duck Hunt and the way how the NES Zapper happened to work though, like, yeah, it just ain't gonna work. And I still have my gun nowadays though, like it still got a few rounds up in here. I'm just saying it got a few rounds up in here though. But I love this thing. And I remember playing it on my CRT back in the day. And, obviously you're supposed to stand back with your gun and stuff and try to do it from a little bit of distance and challenge yourself and like try to line up that shot straight up in the eye like this though. But I don't know. Sometimes I was like, man, I'm just going for broke. I'm just getting a high score. So I literally will put the gun up straight up to the camera and be like, pow, 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 pow. And just literally put it straight up to the TV and just get as many points as possible though. Yes, I know that was cheating back in the day though, but my 7 or 8-year-old self, I didn't care. I was just trying to play against myself and see how far I can get that score to go up, because as you go through and progress through those levels, those ducks will get a little bit faster, get a little bit clever, and they'll start to try to take off on you just a little bit though. So I was like, yeah, great memories with that. It's nice to see Duck Hunt and the dog and stuff be represented in Smash Brothers. I remember what that happened within like the Wii U era and stuff, and I was like, dang, I never thought they would put those characters up in Smash though. But yeah, that was like one mode. The other one's like where you get to shoot like the little clay disc. But I don't know, I always like shooting the ducks a little bit better. There's just a little bit more satisfaction on taking down an actual animal. I mean, I don't eat ducks or something like that. If we were shooting chickens up in this game though, ooh wee, man, I would have found a way to try to get them chickens out of that game so I can go ahead and fry them up though. I love myself some chicken though, some fried chicken especially though. But yeah, overall, Duck Hunt is a great and phenomenal game. Very simplistic in nature, and it only ever got like a re-release, I think, within like the Wii's Virtual Console. By extension, I think Wii U. And since then, nothing in terms of the Duck Hunt front. So I would love to see Duck Hunt find a way to make its way back to modern day consoles. I don't know how they would manage to get that to work. Like on the Switch, like you had the IR sensor or whatever though, but I don't know, maybe they can cook up something for the Switch too, who's to say though, or just kind of go completely in a different path though. But light gun games that you managed to do up in the arcade back in the day though, like those were always fun and stuff. And I feel like that's where you might get most of your kind of experiences like that though. But nowadays, in terms of like, just home console gaming though, there's not that many out there. There's a few of them out there, but there's not that many though. But yeah, overall, between Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, these two are great, phenomenal games, and I can't say how many hours I probably put up into both games respectively though. But man, it's just been a ball of a time though, because if you haven't been growing up with either one of these two games, because I think they're technically on different cartridges. Like there is one that just has New Super Mario Brothers, and I think there is one with just Duck Hunt, and then I just haven't had the version that had both of them up in there though. But y'all gotta let me know down in the comment section down below. Have you played one of these two games? You probably at least played Super Mario Brothers though. But I'm curious for those out that might have played Duck Hunt as well. Just go ahead and let me know down in the comment section down below. But that's gonna basically do it in terms of this collection reflection video right here though. So as we're kind of looking forward to the NES World Championships edition thing, Man, I'm ready to break some records over here. These people don't know. I've been training all my life for this stuff though. So yes, I'm gonna be breaking a lot of speed records though. And Steven, my co-host on the podcast though, man, we're gonna be doing some racing, all right. And you prepare to get them L's because I ain't gonna let you beat me, man. I'm just saying though. But that's basically gonna do it in terms of today's video though. So if you really like this, make sure you're gonna hit that like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related. I feel like talking about and discussing. So remember, y'all. Until whatever video I make next, see y'all.